Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 17th of April and I'm talking now about one of my absolute favorite fragrant plant, that is Viburnum cross burkwodii. I have actually two cultivars, the normal one that is in full bloom at the moment, as well as a cultivar of Viburnum cross burkwodii called N. Russell. That is characterized by the fact that the flowers are white, as in the Burkwood. However, the buds are a bright pink, as you can see. So it is, if you like pink buds, it is absolutely gorgeous. And most importantly, is this hybrid is one of the sweetest fragrant plants you can get for your garden. The fragrance is kind of very difficult to describe actually. Kind of vanilla. Yeah, I would say vanilla and melon probably. Very sweet, very nice. And well, actually I think there is really so sweet that actually I can almost smell sugar if it was possible. Really sweet. Viburnum is a genus of plants with about 165 species in the family Adoxaceae. They can be evergreen or deciduous. This one in particular is semi-deciduous, this cross, Viburnum cross burkwodii, and they are usually shrubs or small trees, native mostly to temperate areas of the northern hemisphere. However, some species are distributed in Southeast Asia, tropical America, and Africa as well. The genus name Viburnum originated in Latin and was referred to the species of Viburnum called Viburnum lantana. That is the wayfarer tree, not to be confused with the Lantana camara in the family Viburnums. The leaves are opposite, as you can see. They're usually bright green or dark green, and they can be entire toothed or lobed. In the case of Viburnum cross burkwodii, they are a little bit toothed, not too much, but yeah, you can see a little bit of indentation. The plant these plants produce flowers in corymbs. So these structures, the inflorescences, are basically round, and the flowers end up more or less at the same level, as you can see. So the structure is called the corymb, and the flowers are the corymbs, so the inflorescences are 5 to 15 centimeters across. However, the flower itself are pretty small. They are about 3 to 5 millimeters across, and they have 5 petals, as you can see. And in some species and some hybrids, indeed, like this one, are strongly fragrant. The color is usually white. However, also cream and pink are colors that are found in the flowers of the species of this genus. The fruit is spherical and oval. It's a drupe, is classified. There is a drupe, and it starts as red, and when it's ripe, and it's black, and contains one single seed. I found that this hybrid Viburnum cross burkwodii can produce seeds. I never tried to actually sow them. However, it's not particularly fertile. Out of these hundreds of flowers, usually every year I get maybe 6 or 7 seeds. So it might be that this is due to the fact that this is a hybrid, so maybe is not as fertile as the parent species. However, I have to check if the few seeds produced are actually viable. About this plants, this genus of plants. They are very popular garden plants, both as species and as hybrids, and one of the most cultivated is indeed this one, Viburnum cross burkwodii. This is a hybrid between Viburnum carlesii or carlesii, I'm not too sure about the English pronunciation, sorry, with very strongly fragrant flowers, and Viburnum utile. That is a plant very tolerant of calcareous soil, and gave this tolerance also to this hybrid. And also Viburnum utile is famous for its beautiful glossy foliage, and as you can see, this plant has this beautiful glossy foliage that now is bright green, becomes darker later in the season. It is semi-deciduous. You can see these leaves actually never fell from last year, and you can see they're actually pretty badly damaged because we had snow as well. However, most of the plant lose the leaves, but as I said, being a semi-deciduous, some leaves actually stay on the plant. However, I definitely cannot say this plant is an evergreen. So can be called semi-deciduous or semi-evergreen according to, well, what you prefer. For me is mostly semi-deciduous because most of the leaves are lost anyway, winter, at least in my zone, that is USDA zone 8. I live in Kent, southwest of England, and definitely it's not a plant I consider evergreen in the United Kingdom. About this hybrid, it was developed at Burkwood Nursery and in England, and it was registered, I believe, in 1924. At least I found that it was developed in 1924, so I suppose it was registered in 1924 as well. And this is the same nursery that made also the very famous hybrid, the Osmanthus cross burkwodii. There is another, this one instead is an evergreen shrub that is also fragrant. However, is not as fragrant as this one, the Viburnum cross burkwodii. If you have to choose between the two burkwodii, go for the Viburnum for this one, because it's definitely more fragrant. Even if the scent is very different, the cross burkwodii is more citrusy and is less intense. This one is very, very sweet and is much more intense. You can smell it literally at least a couple of meters from the plant in sunny and warm days, and it is a very nice scent, even if obviously I love the citrus scent as well. The leaves are, as I said, are semi-footed, as you can see, and also they are kind of slightly hairy as well. I'm trying to focus now, so yeah, they are slightly hairy, and the flowers, as I said, are white in the normal Viburnum cross burkwodii. However, in the variety N. Russell, even if the flowers are white, you can see that the buds are very nicely pink. This is a plant that is a shrub of medium size. It can grow to the final height of about 3 meters tall and 3 meters wide. It can be grown in the garden. However, I decided to plant it in a pot because I thought that it might be easier to move around. I mean, they become quite a big plant considering that my garden is pretty small, so I thought that it was safer to put it in a pot and then to keep the possibility to move it around. And actually I'm very happy of this choice because I think makes a nice addition to the garden in a container. And considering that I don't have really the space to have a shrub that is 3 meters wide and 3 meters tall, I thought in a pot it will grow a little bit less, and also it is also easier to prune it without the plant invading too much the space around. The most important characteristics of this plant, as I said, is the beautiful fragrance of the flowers. This plant blooms in early spring. As I said, it's the 17th of April, so it's the first. We are still in the first month of spring in the United Kingdom, and definitely this is one of the perfumes that I like the most in my fragrant garden. The plant is very easy to cultivate. As I said, it's very adaptable to a variety of soils, even clay. Ideally it should be well drained, and this plant it is not too difficult to cultivate also in pretty dry conditions, because in Kent often summers are quite dry, and sometimes I'm not very regular with the watering, and even if the plant, as this plant has been growing in pot for 4 years, I've never had any problems, and as you can see, blooms profusely and grows very well even in this pot. So I'm very happy of both my Burkwoodii, the normal one, and the Russell one. About the hardiness of this plant is hardy from USDA 4 to USDA 8, so it is hardy throughout the UK and most temperate countries. And I cultivate this plant in partial shade, so this area is in full sun until about midday, and then is in shade. So I would say that this is probably the most preferable exposure for this plant. I'm not sure if this plant can handle full sun. Probably can, but really I had so much success with cultivating in the partial shade that I believe this is the best exposure for this plant. As usual, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you like this video, it would be great if you can please give a thumbs up, and if you like this video and my other videos of my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. It's completely free for you, but in this way you support my channel, because YouTube gets a knowledge that you like my channel, and in turn can promote my channel on the YouTube platform. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.